from Upstate Medical University Arena in downtown Syracuse. This is Syracuse Crunch Hockey on AHL TV on FloHockey. Hi again, everybody. I'm Lucas Favani. Great to be with you on this Sunday afternoon. It's the preseason for the Crunch, and it's the second game of the preseason for Syracuse, second of two. Today, the Crunch and the Rochester Americans here from Syracuse. Only preseason game of the year for the Amherst. And as we said, the second of two for the Crunch this year, ahead of the beginning of what is the Crunch's 31st season in Syracuse. The Crunch opened up the preseason on Friday in Utica. They beat the Comets 6-1. And now finishing off their two-game slate on home ice, their only home preseason game against their other New York State foe, as they both try to tune up ahead of the regular season, which begins for both teams on Friday. The Crunch will open up their the regular season Friday in Utica, and for Rochester, they will be at home on Friday against the Belleville Senators. The Crunch starting to hit the ice now ahead of this preseason crowd in Syracuse, and the starting lineups being introduced. We'll start with the visiting Rochester Americans, who last year had that great finish to the regular season to climb all the way up into a first-place tie. Officially finished in second place in the North Division last year because of the tiebreaker with Cleveland. And then another great playoff series between Syracuse and Rochester, but it was the Crunch that prevailed last year, Rochester losing in the division semifinals in Game 5 on home ice. For the Amherst on defense, it'll be Colton Pullman and Vsevolod Komarov. And the forwards, Tyson Kozak, Victor Neuchev, and Anton Wahlberg. Those are three forwards we saw at times last year. Kozak more regularly, and Neuchev as well. Wahlberg joined the team late, was a contributor in the playoffs for the Amherst. Felix Sandstrom, first year in the organization, gets the call in net for the Amherst this afternoon, as he will defend the goal to our right. For the Crunch on defense, it is Dylan Gill and the returning Declan Carlisle. Carlisle just back down from Tampa Bay, and he's in the lineup today for the Crunch. Was not here on Friday in Utica. Forwards for the Crunch, you can start Dylan Duke, also back down from Tampa Bay after he was called up right after the first skate of training camp for the Crunch. He's up front alongside Nico Huttunen, who had 4 assists on Friday night, and Gabriel Sturz, and Matt Tompkins in net for the Crunch. Let's listen to the playing of the national anthem. The playing of the national anthem in Syracuse, and with that we are approaching puck drop between the Crunch and the Amherst in this final game of the preseason for both clubs. And it'll be the first of what will kind of turn into, including today, 13 games head-to-head. That does not include potential playoff games. They have met in the postseason the last 2 years, and both years it has gone to Game 5. And both years the road team has won to win the series. So they played 17 times regular season and playoffs over the last 2 years, each year, so 34 in total. But, this is the first of at least 13 today, plus the regular season. Crunch in the well, I say road, home whites. Remember, it flips home to start the year in whites, then on the road in the second half of the year. Blue pants, blue shoulders, white helmets. Puck is dropped and we're underway in Syracuse. Gabriel Sturtz wins the faceoff against Tyson Kozak. An early hit right away by Declan Carlisle and Anton Wahlberg. Crunch have the puck in their own zone, defending to our left, moving from left to right. They have the puck at Dylan Gill, the rookie defenseman, makes a left wing pass to Declan Carlisle. Angled feet up the middle for Nico Hooten, who slugs it into the left wing corner. And Dylan Duke pursues. Duke wearing number 25 now in his first full pro season. He was wearing number 56 in the couple of games he played at the end of last year for the Crunch. Takeaway by the Amherst, shot into the offensive zone. Rochester wearing their blue sweaters, blue helmets, blue pants, the red, white, and blue trim. Crunch break it out. Here's Hooten. Coming off that 4-assist performance on Friday in Utica. The Finnish born forward joined the Crunch at the end of last year as well. Played a couple of playoff games as this one has moved in the D zone for the Crunch. Toby Bisson had a 2-goal performance against Utica on Friday night. First year in the organization after playing in Laval a year ago. This one is lifted up by the Amherst out to center ice. Taken back by Lucas Edmonds. And thrown in deep by Max Grosjev just down from Tampa Bay. And an early penalty upcoming here. This will be on the Crunch. And an early power play on a hook against Syracuse. 1:12 into this opening period. At an early recess coffee break coming for the Crunch. Lucas Vakovsky looks to be the one heading into the penalty box. And a power play for the Amherst. Special teams not a huge focus in the first week of training camp, at least through the Crunch. They've certainly worked on the power play and penalty kill, but I'm sure that'll ramp up a bit more as well. Their penalty kill had a couple of opportunities against Utica. Utica's only goal in the 6-1 Crunch win on Friday was a power play goal. It was in 4 opportunities. The Crunch penalty kill was 3 for 4. Amherst win the faceoff. Komarov left wing pass to Novikov. His shot hit Wahlberg in the rear end, and the puck is cleared. Wahlberg flexing his right leg a bit as this puck is down into Rochester territory. Hobbling toward the bench is the big Anton Wahlberg as Rochester moves from right to left, and it's dumped into the offensive zone. Clatters to the far side corner. Up the wall it comes. Roland's coming up high to try to defend. Puck is rimmed around the near boards. Chris Harper returning for the Crunch. On an AHL contract for Syracuse finds Scott Walford, the rookie defenseman. And the puck is shot down ice. Shy of 2 minutes gone in the opening period. A steal offensively shorthanded by the Crunch. Flung out to center by Denis, and Declan Carlisle takes it back in the D zone for Syracuse. Up to Dylan Duke in front of the Crunch bench. They'll bounce it into the offensive zone. And the Crunch can set up the penalty kill as the Amherst back in behind their own net. 2:05 gone by first period. No score. Crunch of the Amherst. Second game of the preseason for the Crunch. Kisakov through center. Right wing pass. They came the line. Nadeau gets it in behind the net. Now Carlisle jams it free for Dylan Gill. Slid up the near wall. There is Sturtz trying to clear, and it does come out of the zone. Here comes Dylan Duke, shorthanded down the right wing. Duke one-on-one against Nadeau. Slows up, then shoots, blocked by Nadeau. Duke stays with it in behind the net, trying to hound his way in toward the left wing corner. Stolen by Kisakov, jammed free by Grosjev, then swung up toward the blue line. Good pestering pressure by the Crunch. 30 seconds to go on this Rochester power play. No score in the game. 2:45 gone by the first period. Kalisti up the right boards. Will dump it back along his own blue line. Comes across left wing for Kisakov. Now Brendan Warren for the left hashes. Peels off. Finds Kisakov. Then a pass. Pulls Peter Tischke out to center ice. And the Amherst have to regroup with 10 seconds to go on their power play. Tischke left wing up over the red line. Pedaling toward the blue. He crisscrosses down the right boards, hammered by Toby Bisson. Puck in the right corner, Fiddler Schultz to Neuchef, left wing, in tight, Kozak, stopped by Tompkins. A steal behind the net, comes back into the slot, bouncing around, recovered by Neuchef. Again, the power play is over. Neuchef skates to the middle, swings it toward the net, and it's gloved by Tompkins. And then a collision near the crease by Fiddler Schultz on Sveikovsky. And here comes Cale Kessie to get involved for the Crunch. Kessie had 17 penalty minutes on Friday night in Utica. Got dinged for a fight and an instigating penalty, and then a 10-minute instigating misconduct as well. Well, first game for Kessie, the Crunch sweater, brought in tons of penalty minutes. And we can expect that throughout the course of the year. He is going to be a bruiser for the Crunch. And a good dude off the ice as well. 3:25 in, no score. Good penalty kill for the Crunch. Syracuse wins the faceoff. Connor McMenamin. Puck is cleared up to center ice. McMenamin here on a PTO. Hand pass whistled against Rochester. The organization dealing with a lot of injuries here to start the year. And Julian Breezebon, general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning, mentioning it at the start of Lightning camp. The rash of injuries. Gabriel Dumont, as we all know, had that injury in March of last year, missed the rest of the regular season. He's out till December. Daniel Walcott out till December. Gabe Fortier, Jack Fiddler. I mean, the list goes on and on for the Crunch and the Lightning organization. So it's going to be an interesting start to the year, and it means a lot of opportunity for a lot of different players on the roster at the moment. And a couple of PTOs to supplement that as well as the Crunch ice the puck. Just about 4 minutes gone in this opening period. No score between the Crunch and the Amherst. Tyson Feist, one of those guys with an opportunity. He was here last year, really the last 2 years. And he is a defenseman, listed as a defenseman, but has been skating as a forward throughout training camp. Played as a forward on Friday night. Left with, got banged up on Friday, but in the lineup again today. He's on the ice at the moment. Wearing number 74 this year is Tyson Feist. As good opportunity there. Joel Bouchard said it was something he was thinking about. Left wing, here comes Fiddler. Schultz on a counterattack. Spin move, left circle. Peels around, looking for options. Defended by Duke and Feist. Thrown to the net. Loose in the slot. Picked up and cleared by Feist. Right wing for Duke. Feist will change. Duke dumps in. Joined by Sturtz. In the right wing corner, Loudon. Around to the far boards. Nadeau couldn't get it out. Kept alive by Carlisle. Bounced up in the air. Kicking around. Hooten's stick is broken in half. Puck comes to center. It's cleared. Anyway, something that penalty upcoming on the Crunch as Hooten did not like his stick being broken. Then ran after his man and gets an interference call. Power play again for the Amherst. Saying it was something he thought about for Tyson Feist. Thought it'd be a good idea, good thought. And doesn't have to look too far to see it as a success story. Now, who knows if it's going to become a permanent thing or just a run here in training camp. But remember, Daniel Walcott came up as a defenseman, started his career as a defenseman, played pro hockey as a defenseman, and then started to transition to a forward. This one about 6-7 years ago. Feels like just yesterday. And he's been a very good forward for the Crunch for the last couple of years now. Walcott, of course, entering his 10th season in the organization, which is remarkable. But as we said, the Crunch will be without him, among others, through at least the first couple of months of the year. Power play for the Amherst. 5 minutes gone by the opening period. No score of the game. Another recess coffee break. As the puck comes along the goal line, Tompkins holds the post. And where is the puck? Amherst celebrating as if it's a goal. No signal for a goal at the moment. And so we'll have an early test of the replay review system, it looks like. Rochester thinks this is a goal. I don't know where the puck actually is. If it got fished out or not. Rochester is very convinced it's a goal. Neuchev leads the line. It was a play along the far post. And we'll see. It's the preseason for everyone, so we'll see if all the gizmos and gadgets are working, including the replay system. So they are reviewing the play. Take a look at our replay here. The puck is definitely in the net. We'll see if it got inside the post or if it went underneath the net. Very quick review, and it's a goal. So Neuchev gets the power play goal, and the Amherst take the 1-0 lead. 5:06 gone in the opening period. Couple early penalties for the Crunch. And Neuchev makes him pay. Not the prettiest goal he will score in his career. Neuchev had a pretty solid rookie campaign, though, last year for the Amherst. And a lot of good moments. 28 points in 57 games, including 11 goals. And he gets one here in his preseason opener for Rochester. 1-0 Amherst. Just over 5 minutes gone in the opening period. Syracuse defending in its own zone. Up comes up the wall. Out to center ice. Max Grosjean with his blazing speed pursues. Couldn't quite get there in time. He had a lot of ground to gain and couldn't quite do so. Svejkovsky out on the forecheck along with Grosjean. Into the left wing corner. Svejkovsky with his steal. Left wing to Carlisle. Holds. Shoots high and wide. Puck around to the right boards for Gill. Gets into the right wing corner. Crunch haven't had the puck much here in the opening nearly 6 minutes. They have been shorthanded twice already, which is a factor. Shots are 5-0 Amherst. Left wing half wall, 1-0 Rochester with the game. Up the boards, it comes again to Carlisle. Right wing for Gill, back to Carlisle. He holds, walks the line, and shoots. This one is blocked. Good block that time by Tullio. Puck around the left boards. Grosjev waiting for it at the blue line. Bumps it back left wing. Into the center point, Gill. His shot filtered wide left. Off the end wall for Lucas Edmonds. Edmonds' pass gets blocked. And it comes toward the blue line out of his zone. And the Crunch have to get out. They do. They tag up. Amherst have possession. Near side pass for Tishke. Hooten runs into him. Allows Duke to take possession. Driving down the right wing against Neuchev. Duke defended. Swings it behind the net. Cuts back in behind. Toward the right wing corner now. Feeds it up to the line for Harper. Left wing pass Walford. His long shot goes wide. Sturtz was looking for a tip. Walks to the right wing circle. Pullman defending. Bouncing around off a leg. Duke back toward the line. This one didn't get through. Amherst go cross ice, far boards. 1-0 Rochester. An elevated looping clearing play comes to the neutral zone now, skipping around. And Hooten's back on it for the Crunch. Thrown ahead, deflected in by Dylan Duke. 7 minutes gone in the opening period. It's 1-0 Rochester here in this final game of the preseason for the Crunch. Rolling to center ice. Neuchev hustling across against Roman Schmidt near the Crunch line. Schmidt is there for the Crunch. Finds his man at center ice. McMenamin will dump it in. Pursues in the left wing corner. 1-0 Rochester leads. 7:15 gone by this opening period. Cale Cassie with a body check. Puck back to center. There is Schmidt once more at the red line. Rims it around the roulette wheel of the far boards. Cassie with another heavy hit. McMenamin throws it out toward the middle. Comes into the right wing corner for Tyson Feist. Now up the right boards. Back toward that pie slice for McMenamin. He gets bumped. Puck deflects. Oh, then McMenamin got rammed into the corner. Cassie didn't like that hit. He comes up high on a collision as well. As the puck is out, there was Komarov on the hit. Now Toby Bisson at his own blue line. He got tangled up legally. Here's a play toward the middle. A shot from the left circle is deflected wide as Cheveldayoff let it go. Now the puck comes back toward the net again. Tompkins has it in his glove. And he holds on for our first time out of the opening period. 12:07 to go in the first. A power play goal by Victor Neuchev. It's 1-0 Amherst. This is Crunch Hockey on AHL TV on FloHockey. Nothing Rochester, 12:07 left in the first period. Final game of the preseason for both of these teams. First and only game for Rochester. Of course, their parent club, like Utica we saw on Friday, their parent club beginning the season in Europe. And so they've kind of had a split training camp in a way. Not as much focus and not as many bodies maybe here as you would see in a normal year. As the Crunch with the D-zone face-off and clear. Up the left boards. Crunch get possession. Milo Rollins flips it into the left wing corner. Back up to the left line for Carlisle. Right wing pass Gill. A shot goes wide right off the end wall. Loudon gets it up toward the left point. Crunch keep it alive. Carlisle shot is turned aside by Sandstrom. First shot on goal of the game for the Crunch. Comes with 11:45 to go in the first period. Rochester clears to center. In front of the Crunch bench. It's poked across. Gill with a lead pass. Up to Grosjev. Rumbles in right wing. Out wide of the hashes, feeds back to the center point. Here's Hooten walking to the right circle, curls back around, looks for options, gets it toward the net. A save made by Sandstrom with Rollins putting out all sorts of traffic in the crease. It's a right blocker save made by Sandstrom. Then Rollins just steamrolls his man. Tishke doesn't like that. Play continues. Hooten's pass. Harper jams it wide left. Good look for Chris Harper. Back to him again. His shot, kick save, left pad made by Sandstrom. Puck is cleared. All the way down ice, rolls up on its edge. Does it have enough steam for an icing? No, waved off at the very last moment. 9 minutes gone in the opening period. 1-0 Rochester on the Victor Neutchev power play goal. Gabriel Sturck's left wing drop past Dylan Duke. His shot right on. And a save made by Felix Sandstrom. 10:49 to go in the first. A lot of action there. The offense's zone. Best little sequence for the Crunch here in this first period. And Sandstrom finally challenged for the first time. Sandstrom split last year between the NHL and the AHL, the Flyers organization. 5 games for Philadelphia and 24 games for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. As the Amherst win the faceoff, move to the right. Roman Schmidt played 1 game with the Crunch last year, was in Rochester, had an assist in that game. Look out, puck comes into the Crunch bench. And everyone ducking for cover there. It ends up glancing off the glass right to the right of equipment manager Brandon Goodani. 10:38 to go, first period. And it is 1-0 Rochester. Face-off is controlled by the Crunch and rimmed in deep by Roman Schmidt. Schmidt played most of last year in the OHL, an overage season for him. Left wing comes into the corner now for Hooten, drives in front, gets it toward the net. Duke was stopped. What a save by Sandstrom on the second effort, and he's got it covered, reaching out. And another crowd forming near the crease. Hooten with a good drive toward the net. Nearly banked it in off of Dylan Duke's skate initially. It glanced off the side of the goal, and then Duke followed up on the rebound, and Sandstrom met him with the left pad. Good save by Sandstrom. That line looking pretty sharp. Hooten had a really good game on Friday against Utica. Now, to be fair, it was not the A-plus lineup for the Comets on Friday, like we just talked about with Buffalo in Europe. So were the New Jersey Devils, and so Utica's lineup was very much a team that won't see a lot of those guys in Utica, I don't think, throughout the course of the year. You never know. But a lot of those guys likely ticketed for the ECHL. Here's a play toward the middle, a chance for the Amherst, and a shot was blocked. Big block shot as Anton Wahlberg came walking in. Now on a counterattack, Svejkovsky gains an onside blue line. Right wing, Svejkovsky chopped off his stick by Kozak, and it drifts back in the other direction. Halfway through the first period, 1-0 Rochester. Hooten was terrific on Friday night, had 4 assists. Now Svejkovsky loses it again to Wahlberg. Bangs it in behind the net. Carlisle sweeps it up the middle for Grosjean. He busts his way out of the zone from left to right, up over the right blue line, dips the shoulder, will flip it in on a backhand in behind the net up the left wall. Tyson Feist gets stood up by Loudon. Feist comes back with a couple of cross checks. Puck toward the right corner. Kept alive here by McMenamin for the Crunch. Forced off the puck down, and Harris is out. Shoulder check by Harper. Harris got the puck in deep. Scott Walford bangs it around to the near boards. Novikov keeps it alive. Now Fiddler Schultz toward the net. A lot of traffic in front of Matt Tompkins. The puck never got through, and Syracuse will take possession. 9:10 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Amherst here in Syracuse. Cale Cassie will swing it in deep for the Crunch. Felix Sandstrom, backhand pass into the corner. Cassie with another body check in the left corner on Callisti. In front of the Rochester bench, the Crunch take possession. Nudge it in over the line. Recovered by Rochester as Syracuse changes. Left wing, play at the line, turns it out offside. Nodler trying to stick handle his way through some skates. Couldn't pull it off. 8:45 to go in the first. 1-0 Amherst. Take a break on AHL TV on FloHockey. All right, face-off, neutral zone, 8:45 to go, first period, 1-0 Amherst. And the puck is moved out to center ice. Rochester with a power play goal. Victor Neuchev early on in the first period. Crunch faced 2 early penalty kills. They successfully got through the first one, but Neuchev jammed one in on the second, and right near the post. Rochester the only goal here in the first period. Swung on goal, save made by Matt Tompkins. First preseason action with a crunch for Tompkins. This puck is cleared through Felix Denis. Drop pass. Here's Toby Bisson. His shot was stopped by Sandstrom. Bisson scored twice on Friday night in Utica. The defenseman, big addition for the Crunch. Centering pass, Rollins deflected out of the zone. Boy, the Crunch blue line looks as stout as you can imagine once the season gets going. That is going to be the strength of this team. At least that's what we think the strength of this team will be. And as we talked about, the forward group certainly has a bunch of injuries to begin the year. You got the likes of Declan Carlisle leading the way. He was a team MVP last year, remember. Had a phenomenal season, his second-year pro. And only hoping to build on that. Got a game with Tampa Bay last year as well. Made his NHL debut last January. Here's a steal. Carlisle left wing pass to Duke. Bouncing puck back to Carlisle. Waffles in wide left. Puck is taken by Brendan Warren. Comes to the near circle D zone. Gets upended by Dylan Duke. Duke leans on him to get a steal again. Nice centering pass. Starts with a shot. A save made by Sandstrom. And the puck is cleared. 7:15 to go in the first. Dylan Duke looking sharp here in his preseason debut for the Crunch. Had a couple of games for Tampa Bay, including their most recent preseason game the other night. Amherst gained the line. They stole it back. Gabriel Sturtz, he was there as well. Those two began training camp with the Crunch. Duke, after day one, which was on Tuesday, got called up after practice. Sturtz a couple of days later. 6:45 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Rochester. Shots are now 9-7 Crunch. It was 5-0 at one point in favor of the Amherst. Crunch have found their skating legs a little bit here as this one is lifted down the ice. It's an icing against the Crunch. 6:32 remaining in our first period. Well, fans, as you know, you're watching right now the AHL TV on FloHockey, and you can experience the AHL like never before with AHL TV on FloHockey. Watch HD quality streams of every AHL game, live or on demand, from wherever you are, on your desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, smart TV, or OTT device. Visit FloHockey.com to join now and never miss a moment of AHL action. The new platform this year. Face-off left wing circle. Offensive zone for the Amherst. They win the draw. Calisti steps in, shoots and scores. Right off the face-off, Rochester makes it 2-0. Long wrister Robert Calisti from kind of creeping in toward the high slot. And he finds a lane through some traffic. It's 2-0 Amherst. 6:28 to go here in our first period. And Rochester grabs a 2-0 lead. Clean face-off win after the icing. And Calisti just stepped in and finds the lane for a 2-0 Rochester advantage. Center ice face-off is won back again by Rochester. Calisti still on the ice. Rims it hard around the boards. In behind the net now, taken back by Riley Fiedler-Schultz. Feeds right wing. Back to Calisti again. Nice move against Svejkovsky. Tries to get it toward the net. It's tipped and they score right after the first one. They get another one. Calisti to the goal. It was deflected this time by Nadeau. And it's 3-0 Amherst. 6:11 to go in the first period. Well, 2 plays in a row by Calisti. First one he scored himself. This time Nadeau with a deflection. And it's 3-0. Not a bad preseason game here for Calisti already. Last year he was in the ECHL for Atlanta and Kalamazoo. Had 30 points in 63 games between those two teams. And here he is with a goal and an assist in about a 25-second span at the most. And it's 3-0. Rochester takes the puck. Heavy hit by Cale Cassie. Right wing for Denis. His shot is deflected up in the air, up over the netting and into the seats. And a souvenir with 5:50 to go in the first period. Rochester with 2 goals back-to-back. They lead 3-0. We'll take a break. It's AHL TV on FloHockey. 5:50 to go, first period here in Syracuse. 3-0 Rochester. They have come out of the gates pretty well. They scored twice in 17 seconds just a moment ago. Callisti is first of the preseason from Fiddler Schultz, and then Nadeau from Callisti and Loudon. So it's 3-0 Rochester. Good start for new Rochester head coach Michael Leone. He was hired in the summer after Seth Appert was promoted up to Buffalo as an assistant coach. Appert had been in the organization for a couple of years. Done a really good job in Rochester. And then gets promoted to Buffalo on Lindy Ruff's staff. So Michael Leone joining the Amherst out of the USHL Green Bay. Second youngest coach of the AHL, and his first AHL game, albeit the preseason, is a good start. Now breakaway, Kozak in, shoots, right arm save made by Tompkins. Good setup, and Kozak had the look. Tompkins with the right arm save. Crunch get the puck up and out and down into Rochester territory. 5:10 remaining in the first. It's 3-0 Amherst. And Rochester will slow down behind their net. Loose stick is recovered by the referee to our left. Hands it off into the penalty box as play continues in behind. Pullman with a breakout pass right wing. Kisakov up over the red line. Scoops it into the air. In behind the Crunch net. Jammed up the left wall. Tischke run into by Tyson Feist. Grosjev digging his way into the near corner. Toby Bisson slides it behind for Roman Schmidt. Left boards. McMenamin gets it up and out. Grosjev tries to poke it loose. Turned over. 2-on-1 counterattack. Kisakov scores. And it's 4-0 with 4:34 to go in the first period. A takeaway at the blue line, and Kisakov on an abbreviated 2-on-1 from the blue line in. Snaps it home, and it's 4-0 with 4:34 to go in the first period. Well, certainly not the game the Crunch are hoping for here in this preseason home outing. Rochester has capitalized now 3 rapid-fire goals, all in the last couple minutes of game action. The early power play goal, Crunch had settled in and really, I don't want to say taken control, but they had the better of play for a good stretch. And after that second goal right off the faceoff, Rochester's now scored 3 times in just a couple of minutes, and they lead 4-0 here in the first period. 4:16 to go in the first. And now a power play coming for the Crunch on a penalty, a hook against the Amherst. Olivier Nadeau's got one of the 4 Rochester goals into the box. And the Crunch's power play will get an opportunity. Try to turn the momentum around of this game here in the first period. I know that the result doesn't matter. It is only the preseason, but you want to see progress from each game, and you want to see some positivity heading into the regular season. And now 4-0 Rochester. Amherst penalty kill, win the faceoff, and they dump it down ice. Wahlberg gets it all the way. Carlisle starts on this power play for the Crunch. Lucas Edmonds, Gabriel Sturz, Nico Hooten, and Dylan Duke. The power play personnel. Edmonds and Sturz, little give and go through center. Left wing entry for Dylan Duke. Up to the left point, Carlisle. Right wing side for Hooten out wide. Feeds it back to Carlisle, center point. Right circle, Hooten. Stick handles out along the wall. Throws it along the near goal line for Duke. Right back to Hooten, right hashes. Duke goes in front. Pass by Hooten was blocked. He recovers it, slides it up to the right point, Carlisle. Back to Hooten. In tight it comes toward the slot. Left wing chance, good. Sprawling save made by Sandstrom on Sturz. Puck to the left point for Carlisle. Now right wing for Hooten, wides and shoots. Raced off the right shoulder of Sandstrom. Kept alive by the Crunch. Here's Sturz, left wing. Gets down to the bottom of the left ring circle. Up to the center point for Carlisle. Right back to Hooten, left wing. Pokes it across to the right blue line for Lucas Edmonds. Back to Carlisle. Now right wing for Sturz. Drifts toward the right circle. Feeds in tight for Edmonds. Couldn't quite connect as he tried to pull the trigger. And it's cleared by the Amherst. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. 4-0 the score. Rochester has the lead. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Carlisle skating from left to right. Gains the line. Right wing pass to Grosjev. Spins it around the left wing boards. Roland's waiting for it. Up to the left point now for Toby Bisson. DDD pass to Carlisle, who's still out there on this second power play unit at the moment. Now Svejkovsky and Rollins. Grosjev, the other forward, out on the power play for the Crunch. 20 to go. Svejkovsky along the left goal line. Rollins. Back to Svejkovsky. Stick handles left dot. Finds Carlisle. His one-time attempt was blocked. And it trickles out of the stick of Toby Bisson out to center ice. Carlisle will make the final change of the power play. Grosjev carries in for the Crunch. Works down the right boards. Backhand pass blocks. Gets it right back in the right corner. Power play over. Gill has it at the line. Left wing for Rollins. Rollins trying to make a chip pass. It was blocked by Fiddler Schultz. Now taken over behind the net by Smakowski for the crunch. Grosjev stick handles. His pass got blocked. And it ricochets down into Syracuse territory with 2 minutes to go in the opening period. 4-0 Rochester. Dylan Gill gets the puck out to center ice. Available in the neutral zone. Poked out by Peter Tischke. Punch had possession, however, then it's given away. Olivier Nadeau backhands it in. Harper just inside the crunch line. Quickly chips it right back out. Loose at the center circle. A whistle here. Puck was tagged by a high stick. 1:37 to go in the first period. Final preseason game for both teams. Crunch will open up the regular season on Friday night in Utica against the Comets. Catch that game right here on AHL TV on FloHockey. And as always, once the regular season gets started, we'll be on ESPN Radio here in Syracuse. Catch the action right there as well. And then Saturday's the big home opener for the Crunch. They will take on the Belleville Senators on Saturday night. 7 o'clock game here at Upstate Medical University Arena. Looking forward to Saturday as the regular season home opener, the 31st home opener in Crunch history, underway on Saturday night. First time Belleville will be the home opening opponent for the Crunch. Last year was Bridgeport. For those keeping track at home, puck is lifted up toward the blue line, and it is maneuvered to center ice. At the red line, knocked down by Tyson Feist. He'll drop it off for Lucas Edmonds. Left wing for Scott Walford. Diagonal pass into the skates of Feist. He controls and lifts it in. Under a minute to play in this opening period. Lucas Edmonds in on the forecheck. Feist is as well. He takes down his man Neuchev. Dylan Gill left wing pass to Carlisle toward the net. Tipped wide by Feist. The defenseman skating as a forward for the second game in a row. And he's getting involved offensively at the moment and in on the forecheck. Left wing, here's Dylan Duke up to the left point for Declan Carlisle. Long shot got on net. A save made by Sandstrom with a pad. Feist will lay it into the left wing corner. Edmonds jams it back up the wall. Feist tries to get loose. It's a steal. Neuchev counters 2-on-1. Neuchev right wing finds a trailing Kosak and a shot sprawling block made by Feist. Carlisle goes crashing into the end wall. Right wing loan in. Left wing for Novikov. His shot knocked down in front. Rebound lifted high by Neuchev. Final 10 seconds of the period. It's off the glass, up and out. And that will do it for the first. 4 first period goals for Rochester, putting 3 in pretty quick succession. And the Amherst will take a 4-0 lead into our first break. They scored 3 times in less than 2 minutes, including twice in 17 seconds, to turn a 1-0 Rochester lead into a 4-0 advantage after 20 minutes of play. Crunch had good moments in that first period. Really, it was just that 3-minute stretch that did not help, obviously. But it is a 4-0 lead for the Amherst after 1. All right, we'll take a break here from Syracuse and come on back in about 18 minutes or so with our second period. It's Rochester 4, Syracuse 0. Crunch Hockey on AHL TV on FloHockey. And we welcome you back inside Upstate Medical University Arena here in downtown Syracuse, approaching the start of the second period. It's 4-0 Rochester after one period of play. The Amherst scoring early on a power play. Victor Neuchev at 5:06 of the first period made it 1-0 Rochester. And then it was 3 goals in under 2 minutes, including 2 goals in 17 seconds late in that first period. Kind of opened things up for Rochester. They got goals from Kalisti, his first. Then Kalisti took a shot right after that 17 seconds later, and Nadeau deflected it to make it 2 and then 3-0. And then Alex Kisakov on a 2-on-1 counterattack sniped it home for a 4-0 lead. That's where we stand as the second period approaches. Shots on goal of the first period brought to you by Nave Law Firm. 12-11 Crunch. They were down 5-0 in that department early. Then they seized control. They really did have a pretty solid stretch. And then it got away from them in that 3-minute stretch where they gave up those 3 goals. We'll see how things develop here in the second period of this preseason finale for both clubs. Teams will flip ends, Crunch from right to left, and the Amherst from left to right. These two teams will meet 12 times in the regular season. However, won't meet for a while. They don't play until late November. Their first matchups of the regular season come on back-to-back days, a home-and-home series, November 29th and November 30th. So teams that are playing tonight and the folks on the ice at the moment probably not going to be the same as the ones in Rochester on the 29th and in Syracuse on the 30th of November when their 12-game regular season series begins. Puck in the right wing corner in the offensive zone for the Crunch. The second period is underway. Milo Rollins has it. Heavy hit along the right boards. A penalty upcoming on the Amherst. And it's touched up, an early power play coming. And now Carlisle getting into it. Carlisle throwing some haymakers early. Oh, big right by Carlisle. My goodness. They're throwing some heavy swings. Carlisle took his man down. It was Komarov. Well, Carlisle did not like the hit, but he challenged Komarov. Carlisle with some heavy swings. And it's the second game in the preseason for the Crunch, and twice we've seen their side take exception to heavy hits. This one was penalized, the hit, and Carlisle then came after Komarov. The one on Friday was not. It was Cassie who dropped the gloves on Friday at Utica. Carlisle this time on Komarov here. And so a couple of fights early in the season, preseason still. And we'll see if there's any additional penalties out of that. Carlisle, not known as a big-time fighter, but coming up to the aid of one of his teammates. It was Denis who got hit by Komarov along the boards, which drew the initial penalty. So Carlisle is into the box. Carlisle is entering his 3rd season in the organization now. Had a terrific second year last year. We talked about it. He was the team MVP a year ago, named the MVP at the end of the year. And he's got an A on his sweater here in this first preseason game he's playing. You know he's going to be called upon to take that big-time leadership role in year 3. Now they're sorting out the penalties. And it looks like they will indeed even it off. No power play for the Crunch. Offensive faceoff is won by Syracuse. Toby Bisson, left wing pass now to Nico Hootman. Spins off a check. Bumped along the wall. Comes up the boards. Battle continues in behind. Amherst swinging up the wall. And it's moved to center. So Carlisle does get the instigating penalty, which even off the potential power play, plus the misconduct for that as well. 10 minute misconduct. Amherst gained the line. Pass in front. Rolls to the left wing boards. Comes in behind for Kisakov. Kisakov pivots. Defended by Roman Schmidt. Kisakov spins down toward the left corner. Now helped out. Schmidt was by Sturtz. Puck to the right boards. Kovikov keeps it to the right blue line. Slides it back in behind the Crunch goal. Up the left wall. Hooten looking for it. It comes past him. Now moved across. A one-timer by Brennan Warren is kicked away with a left pad by Matt Tompkins. Kept alive by the Amherst. High in the zone. Nudged up to the blue line. Kept alive by Novikov. Goes after it along the left boards. Hooten is there for the Crunch again, along with Dylan Duke and Gabriel Sturtz. Poking and prodding at the puck. 90 seconds gone in the second period. Rochester with a 4-0 lead. Left wing wall. It's Roman Schmidt who takes a run at Harris. Puck in the corner. Hooten banks it ahead. Schmidt tries to jam it up the boards. It got denied. Back of the pie slice. In behind now for Toby Bisson. Left wing for Dylan Duke. He's pressured by Fiddler Schultz. Crunch can't clear. Right wing Harris. Good pass. Fiddler Schultz now dropped it off. High in the slot. Here is Tischke. His shot was blocked by Duke. Left wing corner. Cruncher stuck in their own zone. You can tell they're tired. Here's a chance. Callisti with a little wrister to save made by Tompkins. He's already got a goal and an assist in this game. They came 17 seconds apart. Left wall, here's Fiddler Schultz. Keeps it alive. Cruncher dead tired on the ice at the moment. Amherst hemming it in. 2:20 gone in this second period. Long wrister goes wide right. Played back in front. Looking for it was Nodler. Comes across to the right again. Callisti at the point. Walks the line. A long wrist shot again. Didn't get through. Backhand rebound. Stopped. A good play by Schmidt to tie up his man in the left wing circle. Amherst still have it though. Crunch could barely move on the ice. Callisti right circle. Feeds to the middle. Shot right on. A save made by Tompkins. Crunch desperate for a clear. Blocked down. Second effort by Bisson is lifted up in the air out to center ice. Blocked down by Callisti. Comes rumbling right back in. Crunch unable to make the full change. Good stick in the slot though. The pass across. Hooten blocked it. Amherst keep it alive again. Left wing here is Cheveldayoff. Up to the left blue line. Angles it off the left boards. Controlled here by Nodler. Back to the line. Lowin. His shot denied by Tompkins. Banged ahead off the right boards out to center. They're desperate for a change. They get another one or two guys on and off. Rolling down toward the Crunch crease. And it is covered up by Matt Tompkins. And a push and a shove here near the blue paint. Toby Bisson for Syracuse. And Cheveldayoff for the Amherst. And I think Cheveldayoff is going to get a penalty out of that little push and shove. 4-0 Rochester. 3:21 into the second period. Our second period brought to you by Kidney Drugs. And a roughing call against Cheveldayoff. To tie Cheveldayoff into the box, and the Crunch get the power play opportunity. Down 4-0. The power play is 0 for 1. Some good looks, though, in that first period power play chance. It'll be a left circle face-off to begin this second power play. Declan Carlisle unavailable for the man advantage. Remember, he was quarterbacking that top unit back in the first period. He's in the penalty box for, well, he's going to be there for a while. He's got 17 penalty minutes to serve. Left wing face-off is won back defensively by the Amherst to begin this PK. Max Groshev trying to hound it free in the right wing circle. It squirts into the slot. It's cleared by the Amherst. All the way down it goes to Matt Tompkins. Touches it into the trapezoid, leaves it there for the Crunch to break it out. Dylan Hill, the youngest player on the Crunch roster, 20 years old. His first pro season. Was injured last year. He was in the queue with Rwanda. Was the captain there. Got hurt in November. Was around the team with the Crunch last year, the end of the year, rehabbing. And excited to see him start his pro career here this season in Syracuse. Puck in the right wing corner. Deflected, comes free. Anton Wahlberg will skate through center ice short-handed. Left wing. And a shot is deflected up in the air, up over the netting and into the seats. And another get-together in the corner. Well, the Crunch and the Amherst have played each other, feels like a million times every year. And so there are, no matter what, there's going to be hard feelings, no matter what game it is. Game 1 of the preseason, Crunch's case game 2. Or game 5 of a best-of-5 series like these two teams have played for each of the last 2 years in the Calder Cup playoffs. Rochester won 2 years ago in this building in game 5 in the winner-take-all. And then the Crunch returned the favor last year with a winner-take-all game 5 victory in Rochester. It was a great playoff series last year. It was 2 years ago as well. Feels a little better when you win the series, so it was a little better last year, we're going to say. But a terrific series back and forth. Remember, there's that memorable double overtime game 3 here in Syracuse, with the series tied at a game apiece. Valtteri Morella scored the overtime winner in that game. It was Anton Wahlberg who was on the ice in the wrong direction there. He had the play, the puck was turned over. The breakaway goal for Morella to give the Crunch a 2-1 series lead. They would end up winning in game 5. Declan Carlisle scored the opening goal of that game 5. The Crunch won 5-2. Puck is out of the zone. Hit think someone in the Syracuse bench that draws the whistle with 43 seconds left. The Crunch power play. Not a whole lot going on this man advantage at the moment. Crunch have not had the puck much on their second power play chance. They trail 4-0. 4:38 into the second period. Crunch are playing a skater short for the second game in a row. Late scratch Joel Teasdale was expected to play tonight or this afternoon. That was a late scratch. Not sure what the issue there was for Teasdale. Teasdale scored a goal on Friday in Utica. Teasdale on a tryout, a PTO to begin the season. Here's Bisson. Teasdale's got a lot of familiarity, though, with some players on the Crunch. This one comes toward the middle. At least the coach as well. Played for Joel Bouchard in Laval and in juniors, as did Toby Bisson, as this puck is whacked down the ice toward the Syracuse net. Played by the goaltender Matt Tompkins across to Bisson. 5:15 into the second period. Bisson, who began his pro career with the Rochester Americans, played one game for the Amherst a couple of years ago. Actually made his debut against the Crunch. This puck is shot down ice after the penalty ends. It is a Rochester icing call. 5.5 minutes into the second period. Face off in the offensive zone for the Crunch, who are down 4-0. Cale Kessie, the veteran forward, last year played with the Iowa Wild. Well, he is a bruiser. Looking forward to seeing Kessie throughout the course of the year. Second game that he has had an A on his sweater. On Friday, it was Kessie, it was Toby Bisson, who's got an A again today, and it was Derek Pouliot, one of the new veteran defensemen on his team. Those were the three assistant captains. And today with Pouliot not in the lineup, it is Declan Carlisle who takes the A. Carlisle, of course, as we talked about a minute ago, still in the penalty box and will be for most of this period with 17 penalty minutes to serve. Puck in the near corner defensively for Roman Schmidt. Makes a near side pass, couldn't quite find Chris Harper. Puck comes up the wall. Harper will lift it up and out, down through the neutral zone into Rochester territory. 6 minutes into the second period, and it is 4-0 Amherst. The Crunch's three returning captains all out to begin the year due to injury. The captain, Gabriel Dumont, and assistant captains Daniel Walcott and Gabe Fortier all hurt. Puck is sent across, bouncing up in the air. Taken by Max Groshev, skates to center, fumbles the puck, followed up by Tyson Feist. He went for the hit. Puck was dumped ahead, but it went off a body. And taken back at center by Milo Rollins. A 6'7" rookie forward gets it across to Groshev in the left corner. Groshev blows a tire. Puck is taken back and cleared by the Amherst. Scott Walford will shoot it right back in, hard around the rim to the right wing boards. Pullman tries to chip it out. It's kept alive by Dylan Gill. Reaching for Groshev in the right corner. Gets it off back of the net. Right wing pass. Feist twists it toward the goal. Deflects through the near side circle. Pass from Groshev finds Rollins. Feist goes to the goal. Rollins tries to work his way behind the net. Gets held up there by Pullman. Poking and prodding. Comes to Groshev. And play continues. Penalty upcoming. It is. Looks like it's on the Crunch. Neuchev pursues. So an offensive zone penalty for Syracuse for a very brief moment. Matt Tompkins was ready to scramble out of his crease. He had probably got to the hashes before he realized he was going in the other direction. Power play coming up for the Amherst. 12:50 to go in the second period. They lead 4-0. It's AHL TV. With you, I'm Lucas Ravali. Preseason hockey here in the American Hockey League. as we lead up toward the season openers coming up on Friday for both of these teams. Rochester will open up on home ice on Friday against the Belleville Senators. And then Belleville comes to Syracuse on Saturday for the Crunch's home opener. Meanwhile, the Crunch will open up their 31st season on the road on Friday in Utica. They opened up on the road last year as well against the Comets. Face off on this penalty kill for the Crunch is won by the Emmerts. Tyson Feist in the penalty box for Syracuse. Puck pops free, deflected off a stick out of the zone. So Feist in for a high stick, 2-minute variety. Yeah, the Emmerts have the puck along their own blue line. Fiddler Schultz through center, left to right, gains the line right up the middle. Weaves back to his right, feeds to the center, point. It's deflected to the left now for Wahlberg. Comes up high in the zone, right wing for Neuchev, bobbles the puck, simmers it as he gets tied up by Gabriel Sturz. Sturz, the rookie forward, finished up his Western Hockey League career last year, joined the Crunch at the end of the year. Here's Novikov, he shoots at a shoulder save made by Tompkins. Puck goes up in the air, settles in behind the goal. Amherst trying to whack it free. They do up the far boards for Wahlberg. Pass, not a great one. Novikov couldn't keep into the point, and it's out to center. Dylan Duke trying to get it down the ice. It was knocked down to the neutral zone. Wahlberg right back in for the Amherst. Spinning free. Nice reach by Roman Schmidt. And while prone on the ice on his belly, Duke able to poke it out to center ice. Neuchev cuts ahead. He got taken down. And an offside here. Neuchev looking around maybe for a penalty. That's not going to get called. 44 seconds to go on the power play for the Amherst. Gabriel Sturz, one of the youngsters. He was in training camp in Tampa Bay last year and in development camp for the Lightning, rookie camp and whatnot, and came to Syracuse a year ago. Lightning organization, you can tell they had their eye on him. They really liked him, undrafted, but signed at the end of last year with the Lightning. And I'm looking forward to seeing Sturz as his pro career begins. Made his Crunch and pro debut in North America in the Calder Cup playoffs a year ago. Puck is played back in the D zone for the Crunch. 25 seconds to go on this Rochester power play. Thrown down ice by Dylan Gill. Lucas Edmonds in on the forecheck. Took down his man behind the goal. Those two tangled up. It was Kalisti and Edmonds as the Amherst gained the line. Tullio, left wing for Warren. Oh, he gave it away to Edmonds, who was on the back check. And Edmonds counters short-handed up the ice, left wing. Lucas Edmonds drives down the boards. Pass in front, hammered wide. It was right into the crease for Dylan Gill. He banked it wide left. Good penalty kill, though, for the Crunch. Amherst back in their own zone. Pounding forechecking pressure from the Crunch. It's taken by Rochester. 10:40 to go here in the second period. 4-0 Amherst. Puck rolling to center ice. Cale Kessie back on it for the Crunch. Whacks it across along the Crunch blue line. And then Schmidt sent it ahead. It's deflected up into the Crunch bench. With 10:28 to go in the second period. Folks, you can experience the AHL like never before with AHL TV on FloHockey. Watch HD quality streams of every AHL game, live or on demand, from wherever you are, on your desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, smart TV, or OTT device. Visit FloHockey.com to join now and never miss a moment of AHL action. And boy, the AHL is in such a great place. The quality of play has been so high as Tompkins makes a save. Over the last couple of years, it has been so much fun to be a part of. As, the players, the young players are getting better and better. At least that's what it feels like. Puck in the left wing corner. Crunch digging for possession. And in the right corner now it comes, Milo Rollins. Taken back by the Amherst. Halfway through regulation, they lead 4-0. And skating ahead, Komarov down the right wing at the right circle. A hard wrist shot and a save made by Tompkins. Puck clatters around of the near boards and forced out by Dylan Duke. Duke looking for possession. He gets shouldered down by Komarov. Puck comes into the offensive zone for Sturz. Sturz in behind. Referee got in the way of Nico Hootnin. Loudon able to take possession. Up the boards. Wahlberg couldn't get it past his man Bisson. Now goes to the middle and Rochester does clear. Nodler will roll it into the offensive end. Harper jams it up the boards. Toby Bisson backhand play off the arm of Max Groshev to center ice. Now back in the D zone for the Crunch. 9-10 left. Second period. Rochester ahead 4-0. Sturtz hands it off to Toby Bisson. Angled pass to Grosjev, one-on-one. And this is a delayed offside. Now it is whistled for an offside against the Crunch. 9:01 to go, second period. It's Rochester 4, Syracuse 0. We'll take a break. You're watching the American Hockey League and AHL TV on FloHockey. .901 left here in this second period. It's 4-0 Rochester. Sunday afternoon, turning into the early evening. Final tune-up for both these teams before the regular season. These two teams were separated by 1 point last year. Rochester jumped past the Crunch the final day of the regular season. The Crunch were in a great battle for the division title all year. Here's a shot and a good save made by Tompkins. They were battling. It was, for most of the year, it was Syracuse and Cleveland going back and forth for the regular season division title. And both Cleveland and Rochester, the Crunch had it. Their final game, remember, was a Saturday. They had a chance to clinch the division. They did not. And then they still led the division heading into the final day of the regular season. But results in other areas did not go their way, and both Cleveland and Rochester passed the Crunch on the final day of the year. That set up the Crunch as the 3 seed in the North Division last year, just 1 point off the division lead. Syracuse beat Rochester in the North Division semifinals, then lost against Cleveland in the division finals. It was a sweep. The series is a little tighter than that 3-0 scoreline would indicate. Felt like Crunch had their chances to win that series, or at least a couple of games in that series. They won none of them. Puck is in the defensive zone for the Crunch. Banged ahead. Nadeau knocks it down. Trying to get it out of the Crunch. Fiddler Schultz gets his stick on it. Harper pokes it free. Comes across, bouncing off a couple of legs again, and Syracuse gets it out. Then he left wing, and toward the left wing corner. Feist joins him, works up the wall. Swings it across to the right point for Dylan Gill. Long shot comes in on net, and a save made by Michael Hauser. At some point, 7:45 to go in the second period. Crunch have not had a whole lot of offensive opportunities in this period. But Hauser in, took over at that last timeout. I don't know if they announced it or not. But Hauser is in. Hauser last played a game in this building. Got hurt, a minute or so in. Did not return. Dustin Tokarski came in and was phenomenal for the Hammerks. As Hauser still, he feels like he's been around forever. Spends most of the time in the ECHL. Very good ECHL goaltender and a very good depth goaltender for Rochester as a whole. Puck comes in over the Crunch line. Kisakov drop pass to Warren. Nudged off his stick, he gets it back again, slides it in toward the right corner. Komarov gets it free. In behind, here's Tulio up to the left point on an angled pass. Comes to Warren now right wing. Right back to the left. There's a long shot from Pullman. It gets blocked and goes up out of play. 7:10 left in the second period, 4-0 Amherst. Hauser last year was 3-1-1 in 7 appearances for Rochester. Had another 23 games in Jacksonville. He was 10-10-2 for the Jacksonville Icemen of the ECHL. Face off left circle offensive zone. Shots are now 22-13 Rochester. They win the face-off right off the draw. A heavy slap shot and a save made by Tompkins on Novikov. Loose puck still in front of the crease. Controlled by the Crunch. Walford scales it high off the glass. Glove down but taken out by the Crunch. McManaman down the left wing. Gets tracked down from behind. Kessie takes it back. Whips it ahead. It ricochets off a body. Comes toward the line. Poked out of their zone past Walford. And Jordan racing ahead. He gets to the right circle. Shoots. It a save made by Tompkins to the right shoulder. Hard hit behind the net by Walford on Jordan. Puck is cleared. Taken back by Noddler. Dumps it in. Delayed offside here against the Amherst. Scott Walford will have time to settle it down. Walford with a stretch pass. Picked off the red line by Novikov, who read it nicely. Novikov in, but offside. With 6:26 to go in the second period. And it remains 4-0 Rochester. All the goals coming in the first, and 3 of the goals coming just a 2-minute span. Rochester looking for their first home goal of the preseason. They scored 6 times on Friday. Obviously some lineup changes between then and now. Some guys coming back from Tampa Bay. Other guys just getting their one preseason tune-up and getting out. And other guys battling for roster spots and lineup spots. Getting in both. Dylan Duke left wing for the Crunch. Throws it toward the net. Stop me. The rebound was behind Hauser, but it stayed out. And the puck is lifted out by the Amherst. They counter now. Neuchev throws it toward the front. Filtered it all the way to the left wing corner. Kozak left point. Long shot now from Tischke was blocked. Moved up by Duke. Dylan Duke looks like he has elevated his game over this summer. Has more confidence coming into this year after a pretty solid beginning to his pro career at the end of last year. But getting some pro games in, kind of knowing what to expect, you can just tell now he is ready, knows what to expect, and he's had a good-looking, well, we've only seen him on the ice here in Syracuse now twice. One practice in this preseason game, but looked pretty solid in Tampa Bay as well. Amherst clear the line, left wing, a lead pass comes up ahead. Played toward the left wing corner. Duke, of course, out of the University of Michigan. This one deflected, a save made by Tompkins. Great stop, rebound loose in the slot. Pulled out of harm's way by the Crunch. Svejkovsky now nudges it out. Gets pinched off by Komarov at the last moment. Else he may have been off to the races on a 2-on-1. Puck lifted up in the air out to center ice. Crunch digging forward at the red line, but it's taken by the Amherst and played into the offensive zone. 5:10 remaining here in the second period. It's 4-0 Rochester. Couple close calls in both directions here in the last few minutes. Off the kick plate in the left corner. Harper and Gill there along with Denny. Comes free. Olivier Nadeau around to the right wing boards. Lowen at the right point. Feeds right wing for Fiddler Schultz. Trying to get it back through, and it's poked toward the net. Ends up in the right corner. Max Groshev has it. He starts to accelerate out of the zone. Up over the red line now. Cuts to his left, down wide. Rims it around to the right wing side for Milo Rollins, fresh off the bench. Had his pocket pick, but got it right back. Gets hooked on the play. Penalty upcoming on the Amherst. Up the right wall, here's Roman Schmidt. Schmidt walks the line, winds, feeds right wing. Turn toward the net off the glove of Hauser. And the shot from Tyson Feist. Thrown back toward the right point. Here's Nico Hooten now. Flips it back to Schmidt. Down to the right wing circle for Milo Rollins. Rollins sets it up high for Scott Walford, left wing. Throws it back to the blue line for Schmidt. Right wing, here's Rollins. One-timer, missed the net wide. Up the near boards, and it comes out of the zone. Crunch will take it back at center. All of this on a delayed penalty right now against Rochester. 3:50 to go here in the second period. 4-0, Rochester leads. Hooten weaving to center ice. He gets whacked, and that'll allow Rochester to touch the puck. A hook way earlier in the sequence gives the Cruncher power play with 3:44 left in the second period. Nikita Novikov heading into the box. It's 4-0 Amherst. Watching Crunch Hockey at the American Hockey League. AHL TV on FloHockey. 3:44 left here in the second period. Crunch heading to the power play. They trail 4-0. They have come up empty on just a couple of power play chances. They're 0 for 2 of the game. It is Novikov in the box for the Hook. Left circle faceoff to begin this third power play of the afternoon for the Crunch. Gabriel Sturtz wins it back, helped out by Dylan Duke. Left wing will play to the right now for Lucas Edmonds. To Dylan Gill, as one-timer blocked by Wahlberg. Gill with a good reach to keep it alive for the Crunch. Sturtz right wing. Down along the goal line for Duke. Back to Sturtz. Up high to Dylan Gill. Left wing for Nico Huttunen. Plays it toward the front. Deflected high by Edmonds. And cleared by the Amherst. 30 seconds gone on the power play. 3:15 left in the second period. Rochester with a 4-0 advantage. Dylan Gill, the right shot defenseman out of New Brunswick. Gets it up to center ice. Now Edmonds takes over. Left wing for Duke. Gains the line. Trying to thread the needle. It was stolen away and cleared by Lowen. Down it comes toward the net. Tapped aside by Matt Tompkins, who has been in there since the start. Crunch at possession. Here is Dylan Gill. Bumps it back in the D zone for Gabriel Sturtz. Sturtz up ahead. Left wing pass to Gill. Sturtz got hammered. Made the pass, though. Gets back to his skates. Gill with a right wing feed for Huttunen out wide. Huttunen bobbles the puck. Still bobbling it now. That allows Warren to take it. And an eventual steal and a clear. Just mishandled it for a brief moment at Huttunen. And Warren pounced. Forces the takeaway and clear. 2:20 to go on the period clock and 35 seconds left on the penalty clock. Crunch on the power play. They trail 4-0. Drop pass Walford. Up ahead, up over the blue line now is Svejkovsky. Gains the right corner, rims it around on the left wall for Milo Rollins. Bumped by Neuchev. Looking for possession along the left half wall. Who's going to get it? Walford gave it away, and it's cleared down ice. Tompkins scrambles out, plays it before it hit the restricted area, and then we'll spin it back on a tee for Toby Bisson. Final 5 seconds of the Rochester power play. 1:45 to go here in this second period. It's 4-0. Bisson up the ice. Right wing feed for Max Groshev. He gains the line. It's run into the right wing corner. Looking to get it free. In behind the net again for Rollins. He gets shoved. Trying to get it loose was Svejkovsky. Amherst take possession, and they clear to center ice. Toby Bisson gets jostled. Taken back by the Crunch. Here's Harper. Left wing at the red line. Rims it hard around the boards. To the right with 1:15 to go in the second period. Rochester with a 4-0 lead. A breakaway pass looking for Nadeau. Couldn't connect, but he's there to negate an icing and gets the puck for the Amherst. Right wing corner now, Fiddler Schultz. Spotted around left wall. Taken in the left corner, now recovered by the Crunch. Tischke takes it right back for the Amherst. Groshev ties him up. It's a 3-on-2 battle favoring the Crunch with 50 seconds to go in the period. Poking and prodding for possession along the left boards. 40 seconds to go, second period. 4-0 is the score. Puck not moving a whole lot, but they're letting this go for now. Finally, it comes free, and Groshev banks it out of the zone, and he's off to the races. Groshev tracks it down one-on-one. Groshev curls back, looking, finds a trailing Schmidt, a shot right on, and a good right arm save made by Hauser. Well, Groshev, I mean, you know how fast Max Groshev is. If you've watched the Crunch at any time last year, he was digging hard to the right boards for quite a while, then won the puck battle, poked it free, still had enough speed to create a pretty good sequence for the Crunch. And then Schmidt with the opportunity took the shot. The penalty time has now ended for Declan Carlisle. He's out there with 22.5 seconds to go. He'll get a shift here late in the period. We had that fight, instigating penalty, and thus a 10-minute misconduct because of all of that. Puck is cleared by the Amherst. 13 seconds to go in the period. Wahlberg defended by Carlisle. Pass deflected, comes out of the zone. 5 seconds left in the second frame. Wahlberg looks across, and that will do it for the second period here in Syracuse. No goals for either side of the period. A lot of shots on goal, though, in that period for Rochester. Not a lot for the Crunch until later on. Shots are 27-16 in favor of the Amerks. Shot totals brought to you by Nave Law Firm. They were 16-4 in the period, favoring the Amerks. So 4-0 Rochester after 1, and then 4-0 Rochester after 2. So Crunch have a comeback in the third period in their DNA. They're, again, not too concerned about the results of the game today. Like to build some momentum heading into the regular season, though, in less than a week. 4-0 is the score. Second period in the books. Come on back with a third. We may have a conversation in our second intermission with Crunch General Manager Stacy Roost. If not, we'll chat in the third. It's the preseason. You never know what's going on. We'll take a break, though. It is 4-0 Rochester. You're watching the American Hockey League on AHL TV on FloHockey. And welcome back inside Upstate Medical University Arena, getting set for the third period today. Crunch of the Rochester Americans in this AHL preseason action on AHL TV on FloHockey. 4-0 Rochester leads after 2 periods of play. There were 0 goals in that second period, all the scoring in the first. Rochester with the early goal on the power play about 5 minutes into the game. And then they scored 3 times in less than 3 minutes later on in that first period to open up a 4-0 lead. Crunch got some good goaltending in that second period. They gave up 16 shots on goal in the period, 27 in the game so far. They trail 4-0. Crunch fired 4 shots on goal in that second period. They've got a 2-period total of 16. Shot totals brought to you by Nave Law Firm. So we'll see if the Crunch can get some offense going in the third period against Michael Hauser, who took over just past the midway mark of the second period in the Rochester crease. Matt Tompkins has played the whole way for the Crunch, and he's in there to start the third period. Ryan Fanti backed up on Friday against Utica behind Brandon Halverson. And backing up again today. Doesn't look like he's going to get, at least for the time being, a run here in the preseason. Crunch expecting to go with Halverson and Tompkins as their goaltending duo. And Fanti, if all goes according to plan, would be in ECHL Orlando. We'll see how things transpire, of course, but that's the plan. All right, we're ready to go for the third period. Crunch in their white sweaters, going from left to right. The Amherst in their blues from right to left. Gabriel Sturtz against Tyson Kozak to begin this third period. And Sturtz wins the faceoff wearing number 95 for the Crunch. Late change. He was number 77 last year at the start of training camp, but said he wanted a new number, and he got it, number 95. This one is sent down ice. And it's a Rochester icing. Couple of new numbers between last year and this year. Dylan Duke, who we talked about earlier, now number 25 is on the ice right now. Sturtz, now number 95. Tyson Feist went from number 44 to number 74. And Jaden DeRoe had a good game on Friday for the Crunch, not playing today. He went from 78, which he had been for the last couple of years when he'd been in Syracuse, down to number 21. Said it was time for a change. And a good start to that 21 for Jaden DeRoe. Had a strong game, as we said, on Friday against the Utica Comets. This is an offside against Rochester. Couple of early whistles to begin the third period, 30 seconds in. And it remains a 4-0 scoreline. A lot of new faces on this Crunch roster. Training camp roster bolstered up to now to 29 players. The addition of a couple earlier today by Tampa Bay. And 3 more guys on waivers, and if they clear, they join the Crunch roster tomorrow. We'll see how that all goes. You never know with waivers this time of the year. Gage Gonsalves, one of them. Gage, of course, has been a very productive player for the Crunch the last couple of years. He got banked up in training camp down at Tampa Bay. Puck in behind the Syracuse net, a wraparound attempt, but it came off the stick of Warren before it could get there. Right wing now, Kesikov shoots, knocked out in front. Rebound on the far boards and poked in behind the Syracuse net for Roman Schmidt. Out of the 29 on the current roster, however, for the Crunch, as a turnaround shot comes off the mask of Matt Tompkins. He's looking around for the loose puck. It's in the far corner. Hip checked by Toby Bisson. There are 12 players who are new to the organization. There's a lot of new faces as Groshev rolls the puck in on net. Hauser kicks it aside. Puck up in the air, punched out of the zone. And all the way down it goes, shy of an icing. Scott Walford back to corral it for the Crunch. And out of the 17 returners out of the 29 on the current roster, this is a handful who only played 1, 2, 3 games regular season and playoffs. They count as returners, but might not have been here most of the year. Icing against the Crunch. Faceoff coming back in the D zone. Like Milo Rollins, for example, who saw action very briefly at the end of the year. Played just 1 game for the Crunch last season. Came in the very final game of the year. But you count him technically in the returning category because he skated in a game for the Crunch. Puck is played in deep. Lukas Svejkovsky, he is a new player to the organization, traded from the Penguins organization earlier in the summer. A deal for Bennett MacArthur. Puck in the left wing corner. Svejkovsky spent the last couple of years with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins and their ECHL affiliate, the Wheeling Nailers. Puck up the left wall, and Syracuse clears. So new start for Svejkovsky. He did play in Wilkes-Barre Scranton for new assistant coach for the Crunch, J.D. Forrest. J.D. Forrest, of course, an Auburn, New York native, right down the road. Will return to Central New York for J.D. as the puck comes in the near corner. Nottler off the glass gets it up and out. Bouncing to center, Komarov will tip it across to the right. They gain the line. Shelvoldeov gets bumped along the far boards. Carlisle rides him into the corner. Puck in behind for Dylan Gill. Right wing pass to Tyson Feist. Skates to center, right wing handoff. McMenamin gets it into the left wing corner. Carlisle back toward the net, blocks by Komarov. Those are the two that got in the fight in the second period. Carlisle got dinged for 17 penalty minutes with an instigating penalty and a 10-minute misconduct out of that as well. The Crunch did not have maybe their best defenseman for most of that second period. Left wing Gabriel Sturz gains the line, curls back left boards. Trying to work it free, pops back to the blue, out of the reach of Toby Bisson, back to center ice. Right wing pass to Nico Hudin. Gets it off the right glass into the offensive zone. Novikov will steer around the left boards. Neuchev chips it free for Anton Wahlberg. Wahlberg will rumble in, right wing. Wahlberg toward the goal, and a right pad save made by Tompkins. Wahlberg just forced it on net. Now a turnaround rebound chance for Kosak was fought off by Tompkins as well. Waited behind by Roman Schmidt. Supporting down low is Dylan Duke. Up the near wall for Nico Huttunen. Huttunen will pivot back along the near boards. Finds Roman Schmidt. Now Toby Bisson, cross ice pass. Deflected in by Huttunen at the red line. And the Crunch will change. 4 minutes in, third period, 4-0 Amherst. Lowen, left wing pass to Brendan Warren. Sprinting in, good body check there. A little shoulder check by Chris Harper. Puck to the far boards. Meneman couldn't handle it. Bounced toward the front. Chance score. Tullio. And it's 5-0 Amherst. 4:20 into the third period. Puck came up the far wall. Off of the stick of a Crunch forward. And Rochester with a quick takeaway. Pass down low. And Tullio is wide open in front. And a nice finish by Tyler Tullio. Makes it 5-0. Tullio spent last year in Bakersfield with the Condors, 9 goals in 54 games. And he gets his first with the Amherst. 5-0 Rochester. Crunch have possession off the faceoff. And it's quickly taken and played in deep by Rochester. Matt Tompkins, left wing pass up the far wall. Cale Kessie drops it off. McMenamin will shuttle it across, and it's clear to center ice. Then a right wing, pass to the middle. Here's a chance, and a shot fought off by Hauser. Good look for McMenamin. But Hauser with the save, and Rochester with possession. Just about 5 minutes into this third period. And this one is scooped ahead. It glances off the glass and out of play. Ends up in the scorer's table. And Matt Golver, the wonderful public address announcer for the Crunch, slides it under the door to a fan of the first row for a souvenir. Face-off offensive zone. The puck was played out from inside the blue line, but it grazed the glass, which is why there was no penalty on the play. This puck is shot down ice. Svejkovsky pursues, good speed, gets possession for the Crunch. And then it's taken by Rochester, laid up the left wall. Carlisle chops at it. Pullman takes it on. It's a heavy hit by Svejkovsky and an immediate penalty. Both arms in the air. Both officials immediately almost like synchronized officiating. Their arms went up in the air at the same time. Both saw the infracting hit. And so, a boarding call against Lukas Svejkovsky, and he goes in the box once again. Svejkovsky took almost a scary moment on Friday. Took a puck off the face, high on his left cheek. in the first period. He did return to the game on Friday night, but a little worse for wear. He's got a good old shiner. He said it could have been a lot worse. He didn't require any stitches or anything, but man, he's got a big welt on his left cheek. Now in the box, Amherst on the power play. One-timer from the right circle. Neuchev pulled the trigger, but his stick snapped in half. Goes to the bench for a new one as the Crunch shoot it up ice shorthanded. Ball down by Komarov. Will swing to his right, flips into the middle. Neuchev settles it down at the defensive blue line. Crunch get possession at center. Swiped across by Bisson. Rochester has it back. 1:35 left on the power play for the Amherst. Komarov gains the line. Schmidt bumps him. Bisson gets stapled in the left wing corner. Up to the left point. Long shot caught by Tompkins. Thought about playing it. Instead will hold on to it and get the whistle with 1:23 remaining on the power play. Shy of 6 minutes into the third period. Rochester with a 5-0 lead. It's off left circle, offensive zone for Tyler Tullio's got the third period goal for the Amherst. Faceoff pops back, settled down by Nadeau. Calisti left wing, down Nadeau, backhand from in tight, deflected by Declan Carlisle up out of play. .116 to go on the power play. Recess coffee break for Lucas Vejkovsky. Puck moved up the boards, waiting for Calisti. Couple of points in the game, left wing pass to Kisakov. Right back up the middle. Calisti walks the blue line. Nice keep at the left point. Pass toward the front, seared aside by Harper. Puck to the far corner. Nadeau is there. Harper shoves him. Puck to the left boards. Kisakov's pass picked off. Groshev lead pass, potential breakaway. McMenamin to the net. Shot save made by Hauser. Good setup by Groshev. And the blue line in breakaway from McMenamin, but a good save made by Michael Hauser. Out to center ice. Groshev hounding on the forecheck, and he's going to get called for a penalty for that aggressive forecheck. A holding call against Groshev. And a 5-on-3 advantage coming up for the Amherst. 34 seconds of 5-on-3 time with Groshev going to the box. Groshev was all over Warren, but a little too much. It gets called for the hold. Take a look at the replay here. He had his arm around the waist of Warren. That's what the referee saw at least. And that's why the holding penalty is called. And so a 5-on-3 power play for Rochester. 13:22 left in this third period. 5-0 Amherst. Gabriel Sturz with Schmidt and Bisson on the 5-on-3 penalty kill. Crunch win the faceoff. Hard rim by Schmidt. He got it past Novikov and got it down the ice. Big play on the 5-on-3 to kill off some of the clock. 23 seconds to go on the first penalty. It's against Lucas Vejkovsky. Amherst rush ahead. Onside entry. Neuchev. They can set up with 15 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Novikov right wing for Kisakov. Back to Novikov again. Now Neuchev toward the net. Turned aside. Rebound for Kozak. Right wing Kisakov. Now Novikov to Kisakov. A shot blocked. Rebound is free. Oh, it hit the Amherst. He's in some pain. Dropped his stick. Puck is sent down ice. It's Wahlberg again. He got hit with some friendly fire in the first period and was hobbled. Well, he's really flexing that right leg this time, going to the bench. Got in the way of two Rochester shots that have stung in the first into the third period. Amherst back in, a shot score. Nadeau, his second of the game. This on the power play, and it's 6-0 with 12:27 to go in the third period. Olivier Nadeau with the power play goal. And he's got a pair of tallies in this one. Had the deflection goal back in the first. And this one a wrist shot goal on the man advantage. Just an easy entry. And then a good look from the slot for Nadeau. And it's 6-0 Rochester. Fiddler Schultz with the pass. Nadeau creeping in from high in the zone. Got into the high slot. And a good shot to make it 6-0. Nadeau had 5 games with Rochester a year ago in the regular season, had just the 1 goal. Spent most of last year in the ECHL in Jacksonville. 12 goals and 24 points in 41 games for the Icemen. So Nadeau the goal, another turnover, and a point-blank chance was blocked. Amherst looking for one. This one goes off the side of the goal by Tischke. 6-0 Rochester, 8 minutes into this third period. Amherst have the puck. Harris will backhand it in. Trickling into the corner, now in behind the net. Chris Harper will control it, far corner. Harper looking around, breaks it out left to right. Tyson Feist, lead pass deflected up into the seats. Clatters around, and that'll draw the whistle and our first timeout. 11:36 to go, third period. 6-0 Amherst. Watching the American Hockey League on AHL TV on FloHockey. $11:36 left in this third period. Great to be with you. Lucas Favali here for the first of many. Final game of the preseason for the Crunch. All gets underway for real next Friday in Utica. It's not going the way the Crunch wanted today, but at the end of the day, they know this game doesn't really count. And like Utica on Friday, they can flush it and get ready with another week of practice before Friday's opener in Utica against the Comets. Before the Crunch are home the next day, Saturday, for the home opener against the Belleville Senators. Here's Nico Hooten on a counterattack for the Crunch. Hooten gets held up from behind, still has the puck. Delay called against the Amherst. Pass to Dylan Gill, a shot blocker away. And the puck comes up out of the zone. Declan Carlisle back on it at the red line. Empty net for the Crunch with the delayed penalty and an extra attacker. Carlisle will take it from Nico Hooten. Up ahead for Gabriel Sturz. Sturz looking around, goes to his left, moves it up ahead. Oh, then Sturz got taken down. That could be another penalty. Sturz got clipped in the neutral zone. We'll see if they get that call as well. Right winger's Hooten, and it's gloved down by Warren. We'll see if it's one or two. Carlisle now barking at Tullio. You don't want to see injuries in the preseason, obviously. Sturz looks to be all right. It was a nasty, he is flexing his left leg. It was a nasty clip. We'll see if it's one or if it's two penalties. I think they are getting both of them. Well, we get the initial one was the hold. And then the second one is a trip. So Komarov and Tullio both go into the box. We get the first penalty was going to be on Komarov for the hold from behind on Hooten. And then that one, the neutral zone trip on Tullio. So a full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play for the Crunch. Now it's really a chance to work on some things if you're the Crunch. 10:38 to go, and they win the faceoff to begin the power play. Declan Carlisle controls at the center point. Left wing for Hooten. Down low, left circle for Lucas Edmonds. Near corner for Sturz. Dylan Dukes in front. Right wing for Hooten. Hooten down low, bottom of the right circle for Sturz. Duke presents his stick. Instead, Sturz goes behind for Edmonds. High in the zone now for Hooten. Steps to his right. Pass down low along the near goal line for Sturz. Back to Hooten. Again for Sturz. Down low. Pass in front. Score! It's Dylan Duke from in tight. He steers it home. A power play goal for the Crunch. And it's 6-1 with 10:10 to go in the third. Sturz was looking for that stick. Duke had been presenting it the whole time. Low on the slot, right in the top of the crease. And Schertz finally got the pass connected with Duke. Steers it home, and it's a 6-1 game on a 5-on-3 power play goal. Power play will continue. 1:32 left on the penalty. Tullio will remain in the box. And the power play cashes in for the Crunch. Dylan Duke gets his first goal of the preseason for the Crunch. And it's 6-1. Crunch have possession again off the faceoff. Lucas Edmonds up to the right wing for Nico Hooten in the Crunch or in the offensive zone. Edmonds will steer it around left wing. Fiddler Schultz bumped by Duke. Puck in behind. Pullman lost it to Edmonds. Rolls it up to the left point. Now Hooten steps in. Right wing for Schertz. Same 5 on the ice for the Crunch. They just scored the power play goal on the 5-on-3. Carlisle center blue line. Right wing for Schertz. Down low Duke turns and shoots. A save made by Hauser. Left wing for Hooten. Hooten pass Edmonds. Bumps it back to the center point. Carlisle will head fake. Left wing dish up to Hooten. Toward the front. Steered on net. A save made by Hauser. The rebound jammed just wide by Duke. Moved up the near boards. Carlisle keeps in. 40 to go on the power play. Declan Carlisle throws it to the right for Schertz. He pulls the trigger and a save made by Hauser. 9:12 to go in the third period. 34 seconds to go on the second penalty against the Amworks. Tullio remaining in the box. 6-1 the score. Good looking power play for the moment for the Crunch. And Dylan Duke with a power play goal. Schertz with a perfect setup. They changed the personnel now. The final 30 seconds of the power play. A long shot from Toby Bisson goes wide. Sveikovsky has it. Nadeau defending. He lost a glove, so he's got a bare hand on the stick trying to protect that as he goes. Gill, the shot. Knocked down in front. Rebound comes into Hauser, and it's covered. Well, good effort by Olivier Nadeau. I'm the coaching staff, or if I'm trainers or management, I don't want to see my, I know it's only the preseason. I wouldn't want to see my guy, you lose a glove, you lose any piece of equipment, get off. You don't need to get hurt. But good effort by Nadeau. And we're still trying to block that shot, even though he had one glove off. Boy, you feel so vulnerable without that glove. Left wing, here's Dylan Gill. Down the left wall, final 10 of the power play for the Crunch. Around the right boards, Toby Bisson. Deflected up in the air. Rochester trying to nudge it out. Right wing battle at the half wall. Power play is now over as Tullio comes out of the box. Rollins rolls it to the right corner. Bouncing off the wall was Grosjev. Backhands it through his legs in front. Steered wide. And it is banged out by Fiddler Schultz. Now Tullio goes in pursuit for the Amherst. Bisson sticks with him. Helped out by Grosjev. Now Milo Rollins. Skates to center. Gains the line. Lifts it into the right corner for Max Grosjev. Tries to sweep it up to the point. Didn't get a ton on it. And Rochester with a takeaway. Tullio stick handles offside. 8:05 to go, third period. Dylan Duke, a power play goal for the Crunch. Syracuse on the board for the first time tonight. It's 6-1 Amherst. We'll take a break. It's AHL TV on FloHockey. We welcome you back inside Upstate Medical University Arena. Lucas Favali with you here. It's a 6-1 Rochester lead in this preseason finale. 8:05 to go. Crunch have the most recent goal, a power play goal by Dylan Duke. Schertz and Hooten with the assists on the goal for Duke. Hooten's got 5 assists here in the preseason. Again, I know the games don't matter, and teams have different personnel each game. but had 4 assists on Friday. He's got 5 assists in 2 games, does Nico Hootnen. And Duke and Sturtz getting their first points in what is their Crunch preseason debut. A couple of games with Tampa Bay in the NHL's preseason. This puck is out at center ice. At the red line, it's picked up by Syracuse and stashed in deep with 7:50 to go in the third period. Amherst have possession. A takedown behind the play by Peter Tischke allows Rochester to clear. Lauren will kick it in. Scott Walford topples him. Puck center out of the near boards. And Rochester has possession. Here is Kisakov left wing. Kisakov filters it to the middle. It's intercepted by Roman Schmidt. He goes cross ice diagonally just out of the reach of Cale Kessie. And thrown back in the other direction by the Amherst. Crunch have possession back. Dylan Gill circles behind the net. Will park there in the trapezoid as the Crunch complete a change. Left to right, Dylan Gill up the ice, number 57 in white, right wing pass. McMenamin, who had a breakaway chance in this third period, tries to get it into the middle. It was deflected, didn't get a Crunch stick, and back to center it comes. Pullman will flip it in. Under 7 to go in the third period. 6-1 the score. Left wing pass. Harper gets it out of the zone. Bouncing around at center ice. Edmonds trying to nudge it into the offensive end near the Rochester blue line, but it's controlled by Pullman back in the D zone for the Amherst. Out to the red line now for Cheveldayoff. Gets it through the neutral zone. Chris Harper back on it for the Crunch. D-to-D pass to Dylan Gill. Gill up to the red line. Will drive it in around the roulette wheel to the left wing boards. Hooten tries to get a stick on it. He did, but Rochester swarms and takes it away. Look out, a foot race coming up the ice, right wing. Good speed, backhand chance. That may have gone off the post. Tricky little play there for the Amherst. And off the post it went. Brendan Harris with a good speed and the good chance. Puck back to center ice again, deflected in. Heavy shoulder check by Bisson on Nadeau. Puck back behind the Crunch goal. Shoulder check that time, Fiddler Schultz on Carlisle. Now Dylan Duke will clear to center ice for Nico Hootnen. Hootnen will swat it in. Gabriel Sturtz there first in the left wing corner. Now Hootnen comes over, 2-on-2 battle in that left corner. The right shot, Hootnen gets it back to the left point. There's Rollins. Now long one-timer from Carlisle was blocked. Lowin blocked it, and he's in some discomfort as the puck is sent down ice by Fiddler Schultz. Right, get to the trapezoid, so Tompkins retreated back into the crease. Rollins is there now for the Crunch. Goes up the middle, finds Bisson, and Toby Bisson will lift it down the ice. Does it have enough for an icing? Yes, icing is the call. With 5:24 left in the third period. Crunch will be home to kick off their home portion of the schedule on Saturday night against the Belleville Senators. Less than a week away now. Tickets still available. They're going quickly, though. You want to make sure you get into the building for the home opener. Presented by Upstate University Hospital. It is on Saturday night. Lots going on, as always, for the home opener. Hope you join us there on Saturday in this building. 7 o'clock. Belleville Senators in town. Call the office starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow to get your tickets. Will be extended office hours as always. If you're a season ticket holder, haven't picked up your tickets yet, you can do that, of course, starting at 9 a.m. again tomorrow as the Amherst have iced the puck. So a whole lot going on for the home opener, and we hope you join us for that one. That is game 2 of the season, though, for the Crunch. They will be on the road on Friday in Utica. If you can't join us on Friday, you can watch it right here. You can also listen on ESPN Radio. The pregame ceremony for the home opener features Special Olympians. There is, there's always so much going on. The Thunder Sticks giveaway presented by Upstate University Hospital for the first 5,000 fans. And it is one of the first chances for everyone in Central New York and in Syracuse to make that impression for the new faces. We've talked about it. There are so many new faces on the Crunch. Had a wonderful welcome to town event at Turning Stone Resort Casino earlier this past week. And, so that is the first chance for the team to meet the fans, but you want that big impact, the home opener. Hoping for a great crowd as the Crunch take on Belleville next Saturday, October 12th. Puck is sent down ice by the Amherst. Neuchev won the race to negate an icing. He's still digging forward to the offensive zone late in the shift. Tired guys out there for the Amherst. Finally, it's pride free for the Crunch. They look to clear. Pullman and Feist come together Sveikovsky has it in the slot, finds Roman Schmidt, bumps it in behind the net. Scott Walford gets it off the glass out to center ice. Under 5 to go in the third period. 4:25 left. It's 6-1. Left wing here is Brendan Warren. Roman Schmidt leans on him. Now Scott Walford out of McGill University, joined the team late in the year last year. Puck up the far side. Walford able to nudge it back behind the net. Warren, the first man on it though for the Amherst. Angles it up to the left point. Pullman a long shot. Snagged by Tompkins with 4:02 left in the third period. We've got our final timeout. It's Rochester 6, Syracuse 1 on AHL TV on FloHockey. Welcome back. 5 minutes, well, under 5 minutes now. 4:02 left in the third period. And Rochester leads 6-1. Crunch picked up a 6-1 win in their preseason opener in Utica on Friday. And now they trail 6-1 here today. The three teams in New York State obviously very familiar with each other. Crunch will face Utica 14 times this year. They'll face Rochester 12 times this season. They don't face Rochester in the regular season until the end of November. A home-and-home series the last couple of days of November are the first time that they'll go head-to-head. So they're saving them for late in the year and potentially the playoffs, as we've seen the last couple of years as well. Crunch and the Amherst have met in the postseason each of the last 2 years. Excuse me. Both teams have won a series over those 2 years as well. Down it goes. 3:30 to go here in the third period. Offensive faceoff coming up for the Crunch after the icing against the Amherst. 3:30 left, third period, 6-1 the score. Connor McMenamin is under contract with ECHL Reading, but here on a PTO with the Crunch. Loses this faceoff. Tischke will angle it up ahead, and it's cleared. Declan Carlisle fends off Jordan, tracks it down, throws it up to center. And Denis will dump it in, bumped by Harris. Hauser will spin it behind the Rochester goal. Up the far wall for Kisakov. 3:05 to go in the third. Kisakov up the middle of the ice. Gains the line, throws it toward the net. Sticked aside by Matt Tompkins. Kisakov there first, defended by Toby Bisson. Right wing play, deflected in toward the crease, and melted down by Tompkins with 2:54 to go in the third period. 6-1 the score. The face-off in the offensive zone for Rochester. Rochester opened up the scoring in the first period with 4 goals, including 3 goals in less than 3 minutes. Really broke the game open. Amherst have it. Here's Novikov dancing around. There was no goals for either team in the second. And then Rochester scored twice more early in the third, making it 6-0 before the Crunch cashed in on a 5-on-3 power play. Dylan Duke with the only goal for the Crunch. Thrown down ice, and this will be an icing against Syracuse with 2:33 left in the third period. Face off back in the defensive side of the ice for the Crunch. Left circle face-off. Amherst have the option after the defensive icing by the Crunch. Fiddler Schultz against Milo Rollins. And Rollins gets warned. Rollins, oh, look out, that's a penalty. He went down, put his hand on the puck. Can't do that. He looks around in confusion. That is an instant penalty. It's officially called a delay of game, putting the hand on the puck. The way he reacted, it's like he didn't even know that was the rule, or if that's the case or not, or if he's just frustrated with himself. But there was no thought behind it. He did it instinctually. So power play for the Amherst, 2.5 to go in the third period. 6-1, Rochester has the lead. Well, you'd rather figure that out now in the preseason if he wasn't aware of that. Figure it out now. You don't do it in the regular season game. Amherst have it on the power play with a 6-1 lead. Kisakov trying to settle down a bouncing, skipping puck. He could not. Comes into the slot and flung toward the net. Meanwhile, Roman Schmidt had his stick knocked out of his hand. Almost looked like a bow and arrow, the way the stick was flexing back. And then the puck kind of ricocheted in that direction as well. Warren left wing pass. Amherst on the power play still. Up to the left point, Kalisti. Long shot, deflected in. A power play goal makes it 7-1 Amherst with 1:56 to go in the third. I think Kalisti is going to get the goal. It looked like he may have grazed off the crunch defender in front of the net. And it's 7-1 Rochester on the power play goal with under 2 minutes to go in the third period. Well, I don't know if we're going to see Kalisti in the regular year or not. Robert Kalisti is having an excellent game, though. He's got 3 points now, including a couple of goals. See how the replay, I think it grazed off of Scott Walford in front. Yeah, the way Matt Tompkins reacted, that had to have hit something. And it's 7-1. So, 1:40 to go in the third. 7-1 is the score. High-scoring games here in the preseason for the Crunch. They scored 6 on Friday. They've allowed 7 today. Be surprised if once the year gets going, the Crunch are digging for the puck now. I don't think the Crunch are going to be giving up 7 goals a lot during the regular year. But it's one of those nights tonight. Amherst have possession, and it's cleared. Talked about it at the start. Get the sense that their defense is going to be the strength once they get to full strength and once the full roster is here at the start of the year. Well, you never know. But on paper, could be a very good group of defensemen. Be hard to score on them if they can get going. But right now, tonight, it's not gone their way. They've given up 7 with 50 seconds to go in the third period. Stretch pass blocked at center ice. Bouncing around. Toby Bisson will dump it in. 40 seconds to go, third period of this preseason for the Crunch. Rollins gloves down an attempted clear. Pullman was going up in the air. Rollins is 6'7". He made it look easy to glove it down. Left wing shot deflects up into the air, up into the netting in the right corner. And that will stop play with 27.6 seconds to go. And Rochester leading 7-1. Offensive faceoff for the Crunch. The left circle draw. McMenamin wins it. Svejkovsky to the left point for Carlisle. Around the rim with 20 seconds to go in the third period. Comes up to Bisson. His shot. Now to Svejkovsky. Gets hauled down. Don't need to call a penalty at this point of the game. 10 seconds left. They dig forward to the corner. Svejkovsky and Feist for the Crunch. It's Lowen and Nodler for the Amherst. Final seconds tick away. And Rochester wins this final game of the preseason 7-1. So that's your final score today. Rochester with the 7-1 victory. And the preseason comes to a close for the Crunch. Syracuse goes 1-1 in their 2 preseason games. And we'll head to the regular season on Friday against the Utica Comets on the road at the Adirondack Bank Center. And then we'll be back here on Saturday for the home opener against the Belleville Senators. So, Crunch go 1-1 in the preseason. And now we turn our attention to the regular season, the 31st in Crunch history. And it begins in less than a week. we can't wait. It'll be Friday at 7 o'clock at the Adirondack Bank Center. Catch the action on AHL TV on FloHockey and on ESPN Radio here in Syracuse. Should be a great regular season. We'll catch it all starting on Friday against the Utica Comets. Final score, though, today, the preseason finale. Rochester 7 and Syracuse 1. For all of us from the Syracuse Crunch, I'm Lucas Havali saying so long and have a great day, everybody.